So we've been working on a lot of nunchucks, and we've been doing some double nunchucks, and I started to realize that not everybody has a pair of double nunchucks at home. So I wanted to take this opportunity to show you exactly how to make your own second pair, or maybe your first pair of nunchucks, right? Either way, all you're gonna need is some socks and maybe some socks to go inside your socks. Let's see. So like I was saying, you're going to need a pair of socks, preferably some long socks. And then you might want to put some socks inside those socks. That's going to give it a little bit of weight, so that way it feels good swinging around. And it's up to you if you want to add even more socks. And remember, you could always make a second pair of nunchucks, which means you'll need more long socks, and then even more socks for those socks. All right, so now that you have your socks, there's actually a really easy way to do this. The top part where the opening is, you're gonna wanna take both those sides. I'll go ahead and just fold it in half like this. This will make it a little bit easier to work with. And then when I fold it in half, I'll just take these top two ends and I'm just going to twist them and tie them into a little bit of a knot. Now at first, when I tie this, it's going to be kind of a bigger knot than I want. And it's just because I'm trying to work with some cloth here. But then once I kind of have that, I'll hold on to the end and start kind of pulling this until I start cinching that knot nice and tight, right? Do you guys see that? Like I'm pulling pretty tough, and it's in there pretty tight. Now at the end here, I don't necessarily want these to be really long, so if you want to kind of start pushing them through a little bit, I'm going to push through and then I can tighten it a little bit more, and now you can start seeing how it's getting even shorter there, right? I still need a little bit so that way when I'm swinging them around they don't come apart on me, but immediately, look, I have my first pair of nunchucks. But before we do anything else, we have to prove that this actually works and we can use this as nunchucks, right? So here's the easiest test. You kind of hold on one side and then you swing it up over your shoulder. If you can end up grabbing it on the other side and then you can just kind of get this motion here, we know that we have some good nunchucks in the making, right? And if you want to get fancy, now I got the spins and I'm here and now I got the hips, boom, look at that. Easy pair of nunchuck socks. Let's make it better now. Next, I'm gonna need my little filler socks. They look like this, right? Just any sort of small, short socks will do. And then what I'm going to do is take these little filler socks, I'm going to just kind of roll them up like so, and I'm going to just have them find their way right down deep inside into these socks here. So now we have a little bit of substance, a little bit of weight. And you could really get creative and use whatever. I'm actually gonna take two of these shorter, smaller socks and put it right in here. So maybe if you have like those thick winter socks, I know we live in Florida, so we're not necessarily stocked up on winter socks, but this could definitely be a great use for those winter socks, you know, during the hotter months. Making your own pair of nunchucks. But look at this here, see the substance? It's almost like there's a foot in there right now. Great. So now I got my next sock here. I need some more extra filler socks. Let's take these. We're gonna roll them up just like so. Boop, 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 boop. Pop that right in there. Whoop, whoop. And I got one. Take this again, roll it up. Pop it right in there. That's two. And because we're getting extra fancy, we got 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and throw these in there. Now, at the end here, I'm just going to kind of squeeze this out because I want this to not be so lumpy. I want it to be almost like a nunchuck handle, which means I'm going to want this to be more of a cylinder instead of a bumpy mess of socks. So as best you can, smooth that out. You can even take your hand in there and start turning the socks as need be, making sure that all the little cylinders that you rolled up are all facing the same direction. Bang. Now for exactly what we did last time. We're just going to take these socks just like this. I'm going to take these ends and again make that little bit of a twist. Then I'm going to take it right here, twist it up again. Nice. Now I got the knot, so now I'm going to tighten it by pulling away. right? I don't want to pull these ends here because that'll lengthen these. I want to pull away from the bottoms this way. That's going to really start getting it nice and tight to the point where, cool, I have, you know, imagine if these were nunchucks, this would be like the middle chain, and then these are my handles. What? And then of course, well, we got to test them out. I like the weight. Weight's feeling pretty good. Okay, yep. Now we got some nunchuck socks to work with, yeah? These, I feel like I could even make this part a little bit shorter. These were like just really long socks that I had, but I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And so now I have a little bit of a handle. These nunchucks here are maybe a little bit longer than what I'm used to working with. Again, like I said, that's okay, because I can always shorten this up. I can pull these a little bit tighter and make it the perfect length for me. Maybe take some experimentation. And so I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make the second pair here. And instead of just using these short ones for filling, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use some longer socks to put those inside as well. Same idea, I'm gonna take those longer socks, I rolled it up into a nice cylinder, and I'm just going to stuff it right in there. And this time I'm gonna take a little bit more careful care to make sure that the cylinder goes the way that I want it to go. Next, the smaller sock, take that, wrap it up, put it right in there. Cool. Now I feel like I got a little handle going. Looks good. Okay, nunchuck socks test number 2. So we just got to make sure that these work out okay. All right, not so bad. Yeah, again, same idea. Maybe this is a little bit long, but again, I can play with this. I can shorten it up if I need to, and you know, I can figure out how to make sure maybe I even need more stuffing inside here. I just wanted to do this with the most minimalistic amount of materials as possible, and it works out well. And in fact, especially if you're just getting started with nunchucks and you're learning how to swing these things here, this works out, especially because these are nice and soft, so you won't hurt yourself if you get bonked. And yeah, they end up swinging nicely actually, as I kind of start working my way through here. I hope you guys have fun with that, and once you kind of get double nunchucks going, then you can start working some drills where you have the nunchucks here, you can work this side, hip, hip, then you can work this side, hip, hip, and just kind of working these back and forth here. So again, play with these, see how much stuffing you want to put in here, and I think that you'll find that these will be a great alternative to not having any sort of nunchucks or having just that second pair of nunchuck socks. Alrighty guys, hope that was fun, and I hope that you guys will join me for the next nunchuck training. See ya!